Welcome to a soggy Sooner Soccer Complex in John Crane Field in Norman for Sooner Soccer on this Friday night. Oklahoma back home to face a couple of California clubs this weekend. The Cal Bears will be here Sunday afternoon, but first up, it's the West Coast Conference's San Francisco Dons, who sit 5-1 on the season. It is their best start in 18 years. Alongside the former Sooner Molly Ritchie, I'm Chad McKee. It's rainy, but it's home, and that's important for the Sooners. Their lone win this season coming here at John Crane Field, but they won't see this place very much over the next month. After this weekend, it's on the road for 4 straight. That will get them into the start of Big 12 Conference play. So what's the significance of this one tonight, Molly?
The Sooners have put together some really good bits and pieces this season. They had a huge 7-1 win over Illinois State. And last weekend on the road against A&M, they were up 1-0 at halftime. So now it's about putting together these pieces against a really confident San Francisco team that beat the Sooners last year. Additionally, the Sooners have added 2 key players back into their starting lineup tonight, Lauren Havala and Olivia Smith.
You mentioned last year out in San Francisco, the Dons won that one 3-1. So Oklahoma looks for just a little measure of revenge tonight in the rain in Norman. We're back to take a look at the starting lineups and get this one kicked off after the break. You're watching Sooner Soccer presented by OU Extended Campus.
What is tradition? A set of ideas? Rituals passed down through generations? Or is it the people who take up the banners as they make their mark on the world? How will you make yours? Degrees online, on campus, on your schedule. Become the tradition with OU Extended Campus.
At AT&T Innovations, we give you more for your thing.
Here, we're adding TV and movies from our unlimited plan to the powerful new Samsung Galaxy Note 9. The perfect device for entertainment and productivity.
So it's essentially the Ed Helms of devices.
How so?
Well, he's both very entertaining and very productive.
You think? Yeah, I do, and that's my completely unbiased opinion.
Buy a Galaxy Note 9 and get one 75% off. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Hey, Sooner fans, this season is guaranteed to be one to remember. Don't miss the action when the Sooners hit the gridiron in Norman. Saturday, September 22nd, when they'll face the Army Black Knights. And you can only see the game on pay-per-view. Call your cable or satellite provider or log on to Soonersports.tv to order your digital subscription. Watch the Army Black Knights take on the Oklahoma Sooners. Saturday, September 22nd at 6 p.m. Central, only on pay-per-view.
This is your wake-up call.
All right, now we got something.
This is what happens when game...
We're divas. We're extra.
...recognizes game.
Hoyer to Brock Osweiler, Tom Savage, back to Osweiler, and Savage, and Sean Watson.
What?
These guys sleep and eat everything sports.
I'm glad you're on my team.
Maybe it's just an obsession.
Does LeBron know that you're obsessed with him?
First things first. Weekday mornings on FS1.
Sooner head coach Matt Potter said that last week's first half at Texas A&M was the best his Sooners have played all season long. They led the 6th-ranked Aggies 1-0 before falling 3-1. And his lineup, some welcome additions. Lauren Havala is back and healthy again. Olivia Smith, the freshman who was away with English national team duties, is back in the lineup as well. And the Sooners will have Kaylee Dow, their leading goal scorer, out there as well. On the San Francisco sideline, Jim Millender is in his 7th season as head coach of the Dons. Their 5-1 start is the best for the program since 2000-2001, and they've won 3 straight matches since suffering their only loss, that to defending national champ and top-ranked Stanford. The lineup has Samantha Jennings, 2-time All-West Coast Conference already, and leads the Dons with 5 goals. Micaiah Madison scored the game-winning goal in the meeting between these teams a year ago, and San Francisco has used 2 different keepers. Tonight, Molly Eby gets her 5th start of the season. She has 2 shutouts. Our Sooner to Watch is presented by OU Extended Campus and Christina O'Donnell, such an integral part, the junior from El Dorado Hills, California. Molly, what does Christina O'Donnell provide for this team?
Well, to me, I think when O'Donnell is at her best on the field, she's really one of the most influential girls on the team. And she leads both through her actions and she leads vocally. And what makes her dangerous as a player is that she's an in-your-face defender. She wins the ball, but when she wins the ball, she makes up her mind really fast and she moves the ball down the field. She likes to attack. She likes to cross the ball, and so she's a great senior to have on the field.
So the conditions are not great, but they have been worse at times. We've had a couple of inches of rain the last 2 days in the Norman area, and this playing surface is in fantastic condition, given all of the rainfall that we have seen. First attempt goes to Micaiah Madison, junior from Tracy, California. She is the reigning West Coast Conference Player of the Week, and we've got an early foul as the Sooners with Kaylee Dow able to take it away. So we talked about the coaches, Jim Millender and Matt Potter on either side, but there's a coach on the Sooner sideline who's familiar with both of these programs, as the third member of our crew, Meg McDonald, can tell us.
Chad, thanks. This time last year, OU keeper coach Paul Hart was an associate head coach at the University of San Francisco. He told me that tonight will be full of mixed emotions for this game. He's very excited to see the coaching staff and the team, as they were very close. But he told me his time in Norman has been fantastic, saying the OU coaching staff, well, they're just so forward thinking that he's learned so much in his short time here in Norman. And no hard feelings against the Dons, but Paul Hart looking for a W here tonight.
He's rooting for someone else, looking to beat his former squad. Yeah, interesting. You think he has a little extra scouting report on the Dons, Molly?
I do. I think it's a great asset for the Sooners to have him here. Probably he knows all their weaknesses and where to exploit the team. So good for the Sooners to have.
Samantha Jennings drops a pass back that was intended for Catherine Hill. Sooners able to sweep it away. Haley Davidson plays it into the midfield area for Kaylee Dow. Dow on across to Megan Riley, one of the talented Sooner freshmen we have seen this season. San Francisco counters. A midfield run that is shut down. And right into the midfield area, it's Autumn Smithers, senior from Modesto, California. Honorable mention all West Coast Conference a season ago she was. San Francisco keeping possession. The Dons reorganize in the back now. To the midfield area, and now swept wide left. An attacking opportunity here. Michelle Feinberg drops it back for Micaiah Madison. Madison back to the midfield area for Smithers. Smithers plays a ball all the way across the field and deep, intended for Kalina Teufel. Oklahoma able to wrestle it away. Sooners start their attack.
And a great job by Ledbetter there to step in with Smithers and win that ball. That's a difficult play, and with the position that Ledbetter's been playing, she's playing outside back, which is different than her normal central midfielder position, and she's taken on that role really well.
Weather tonight, well, we've had rain, as we said. The temperature is just about ideal. I mean, if it were not for the drizzle and sprinkles from time to time, it's perfect weather. 74 degrees, relative humidity 92%. Forecast calls for rain throughout the night. But hopefully it's sporadic and it'll hold off for about 90 minutes. San Francisco with an attack. Samantha Jennings plays it deep into the right corner, trying to find Teufel. Teufel able to maneuver around Ledbetter, crosses into the Sooner box, and it's cleared by Oklahoma as Jordan Hobart was able to shoot it away. Sooners try to go the other way with it. Dons shut that down. And finally, it lands on the feet of Oklahoma's Christina O'Donnell. Now back to Kaylee Dow. Now run off the ball. Back and forth it goes. About 3.5 minutes in here in Norman. No score. Christina O'Donnell. Long across the field, an open run for Haley Davidson, but she is called for being offside, just ahead of a couple of San Francisco defenders.
And I really like this idea by the Sooners to find Davidson out wide. And it kind of reiterates what Coach Potter has talked about this season, which is position over possession. Last season, I think the Sooners focused on keeping possession during the game. And I think they found out that maybe this wasn't the right plan of attack for the Sooners. I think they were losing the ball a lot. They were over-possessing. And this year, they have these great players out wide, Haley Davidson, Erica Yost. If they get the ball in the right position for these kind of players to run onto, it's really dangerous in the attack.
I'm going to put you back to work. Molly's Keys are presented by Riverwind Resort, still the one, and you begin with urgency on defense. You kind of spoke of that a moment ago.
Right. I think to win tonight, the Sooners are going to have to keep it clean defensively. with the weather conditions as they are, I'm sure we'll see a little bit more rain as the game continues. It's going to be important for the Sooners to make sure they clear any balls that are questionable. So not try to overplay in the back. Don't worry about dribbling out of the back. If there's any question about it, clear the ball and get it down the field to, like we were talking about, these players like Davidson and Yost and Rivas. And then secondly, just taking players on 1v1. And I've said it a lot, but this is a better team when they're attacking. And we've seen a lot of players that have the capability to take players on and beat players 1v1 and get shots off. So I think that's going to be important tonight as well. And then lastly, and it goes back to number one with urgency on defense, but the Sooners have to pay attention to the detail on set pieces. In games between good teams, it often comes down to set pieces, and the team that executes usually is the team that comes out on top. So I think these three keys will really help the Sooners tonight.
Molly Eby handles it for the first time for San Francisco. She's a redshirt freshman out of Portland, Oregon Central Catholic. This is her fifth start, has 2 shutouts. And the keeper position is kind of toggled back and forth. Olivia Camara, a junior, who was the starter a season ago, led the West Coast Conference with 127 saves a year ago. And in fact, Camara had 10 saves in the meeting between these two teams a year ago for San Francisco, but had off-season shoulder surgery, and that kind of opened the door for Molly Eby, who is getting her opportunity. And we may yet see Olivia Camara tonight, possibility of 2 keepers that Jim Millender will show us.
And such a good problem for the Dons to have. Anytime you have competing goalkeepers, that's a good problem when you can't figure out which keeper they're going to play. And, you know, I think the Sooners have had that problem maybe this year. I think Crone obviously is going to be the main presence in the net, but we have great backup keepers in McClay and Hobart. And I think when there's good keepers back there, they're just continually pushing each other to be better.
An attack for the Dons. Mia Villegas, who has just returned last month from a stint with the Mexican under-20 World Cup team in France. That's Mia Villegas. And foul call against the Dons. Sooners will get a free kick. Yeah, the meeting between these two sides out in San Francisco, Oklahoma outshot San Francisco 20-12. But it was Sonia Giroux, who is the now 6th leading goal scorer in USF history and has since graduated and moved on. She scored a pair of goals. Micaiah Madison scored for San Francisco, and then Kaylee Dow got a late tally for the Sooners. Dow got away 6 shots and scored a goal. It was the only goal for the Sooners in the loss. Little jostling back and forth here, but no significant threats either way. Nearly 8 minutes in. And a throw in over on the far side for the Dons. It's taken away by Kaylee Dow in the midfield area. So strong on the ball. Able to keep her possession. Back for Rivas. And now Welch. Hobart loses it off of her foot. An attack chance for the Dons. In on the goal comes Madison. Madison fended off at the top of the 18 box. It goes wide. Then a cross and a quick goal for the Dons. Or was there an offsides call? There was. An offsides call by the linesman, I believe. Yes, there was.
Regardless, a great build-up of play from the Dons. And it starts with Madison. That's a player that you're going to have to watch out for the whole game. And she funnels the ball out wide. And then just a really great pass into the Dons attacker. But good job by the Sooners. But this is kind of the position where they need to be careful, especially in these kind of conditions. Again, Hobart loses the ball, just kind of a missed touch. But these are the areas that we have to be careful towards our defensive end of the field, especially with such good attacking players out of the Dons.
So each team has had a scoring chance nullified by an offsides. Sooners on the attack up the right flank. It's Haley Davidson deep toward the right end line. Tries to send one across, and it's out of bounds off of a San Francisco player. And Oklahoma will get the first corner kick of the night. It'll come from the near post. So you see a quick attack for Haley Davidson, who has 2 goals on the season.
She's had a great freshman season, and I really just like her ability to go forward with the ball. Both her and Yost play so similar to each other. They complement each other well. And Davidson, if she's not getting a shot off, she's getting a cross off. And here it ends up with a corner kick.
It will come off the right foot of Megan Riley, the freshman. Riley hits it down low along the ground. It's cleared, but right out to the Sooners. Played back in well by Olivia Smith and into the arms of the keeper, Eby. So Molly Eby, who has a 3-1 record. She actually got the start against top-ranked Stanford. And this team was in the game against the defending national champs. It was 2-1 at half, as Kalina Teufel scored a goal for the Dons, but mighty Stanford collected 3 goals in the second half and toppled the Dons 5-1. The only loss for San Francisco. Sooner throw in again on the near side. It'll be taken by Olivia Smith. So good to have Olivia Smith back. She played early in the season, then went away for some national team duties in England. From Barking Abbey, England, the 5'6" freshman.
And she looks so comfortable playing, especially as a freshman. She's come in and taken on the role as an outside back so well. She defends well, obviously, just then. And the composure of her to find Crone back just then, I mean, very composed for a freshman.
Jordan Hobart sends it out of the Sooners' 18 box. It ricochets back to Hobart. Sooners control with Emma Ledbetter. Got a great story on Emma Ledbetter, her mom, Kara, and Sooner women's basketball coach Sherry Cole coming up at halftime. Don't want to miss that. A special bond between programs at the University of Oklahoma. In the midfield area, the Dons control. Micaiah Madison has it. Now sweeping out wide right comes Catherine Hill. Taken away from her by Ledbetter. Ledbetter toward the midfield and Rivas, but it's out of her reach and taken by Villegas. Dons attack the other way. Villegas gets knocked over. No foul call. And the Sooners win it back. It goes back to the keeper, Crone. Crone hits one across midfield. Headed down to the turf. Loose near the midfield circle. And finally taken by San Francisco's Cassidy Kallmeyer, who makes her 7th start. Kallmeyer's a transfer from Idaho State. Catherine Hill to the midfield, where it squirts right past Madison. Oklahoma collects it. On the attack the other way is Havala. Lauren Havala back from injury. Just good to see her out there. Her Sooner career has been derailed by injuries in back-to-back seasons. But she's healthy as she's been in a while here tonight and in the lineup. If nothing else, just adding Olivia Smith and Havala, the depth is back. You've got more minutes available if you need them.
That's exactly right. And especially with Smith playing outside back, it actually allows O'Donnell on the left side of the field to play more forward tonight, which is crucial because she has such a good attacking game. She can get more involved that way.
Dangerous ball into the Oklahoma 18 box. And alertly, McKinley Crone comes out to receive it. The Dons' Catherine Hill, who's played the most minutes on this team, was bearing down on that loose ball inside the 18 box. So Crone lets things reset before she drives one right across the right side of midfield. It comes down to Dow. Kaylee with a start and stop tries to play it ahead, but it bounds over to the Dons' side. Emily Pye steps to it, drops it back for Hill. .5 minutes into the opening half. Sooners and the San Francisco Dons. San Francisco playing travel partners this weekend with the Cal Bears, who are up in Stillwater playing Oklahoma State tonight. And then San Francisco will go to Stillwater Sunday. Cal comes here to Norman. As Crone races out to near the top of her 18 box to play a one-hopper. And she'll clear it the other way for the Sooners. So what does this weather mean, Molly? I mean, talking with Matt Potter about it, I said, do you like playing in the rain? He said, growing up in England, there really wasn't much choice.
I love playing in the rain. I think a lot of soccer players do, actually. It does have a tendency to make the game a little bit more sloppy, but to me, it always kind of added to the drama of a game. So for that reason, I liked it. But, I mean, and I think you can see it maybe a little bit. Now, our facility in the field is in such good shape that it doesn't have too much effect. But there's still a little bit of sloppiness as far as maybe your first touch isn't as crisp as it should be. Passes aren't as crisp. But with the facilities and with the field that we have, it shouldn't be as much of a factor.
So Crone will step all the way into the San Francisco end of the field. She's across midfield as the Sooner keeper to take this free kick. She has a strong and accurate leg. And Crone hits this one into the middle of the 18 box. Dow goes up for a header and it goes wide, but I think it went off a San Francisco head. It did, and the Sooners will have the second corner kick of the night.
And I love the ability of Crone to be able to step up past midfield to take this kick. And not only that, but it was really a great scoring opportunity for the Sooners.
So again, a corner kick coming from the near post. Riley hit one low along the ground her first time. This one is about head high. Dow got a foot on it, and the Sooners score. Rivas in the middle of the action. The ball squirted to her, and Oklahoma has a 1-0 lead. Opportunistically, the junior Ivana Rivas with her third career goal.
Really just a great corner kick by Riley, and then I think Dow gets a couple of touches on it, and it pops out to Rivas, and Rivas executes it so well. She's so good in the box, and a good job by Dow there. She just reflects the ball on goal. She doesn't really know where it's going to go, but she puts it that direction, and Rivas collects it and finds the back of the net.
Boy, what a year the junior from Edmond is having. Matt Potter just raves about her hard work and how it has rubbed off on her teammates. She has become a must-play type of player. Now San Francisco with a sense of urgency, and a big charge up the right side creates a cross that soars all the way across the Sooner 18 box, and it rolls out of bounds.
And the next couple of minutes here for the Sooners are going to be especially crucial. I think these are the kinds of periods in the game after they score a goal, and also kind of early on in the game, where the Sooners can sometimes relax a little bit. I think they get almost too comfortable after they scored a goal. So I'd really like to see here for the Sooners to respond with the same kind of urgency that they started the game.
Rivas scored a goal earlier this season against Illinois State. The Sooners winning that one 7-1. Kaylee Dow scored 2 goals that day, and 3 different Sooners collected their first career goals. It was a huge win. Big early tally for Oklahoma with a 1-0 lead. And a cross from the left side by Kallmeyer, loose in front of the Oklahoma goal box. Paige Welch got involved with Dow and was able to clear it away. Now Welch will send it out toward midfield. Taken out of the sky by the Dons, though. Catherine Hill has been all over the place in the early going. McKinley Crone comes out to grab this drive into her goal box. So Dow does get an assist on the goal by Rivas. A 1-0 Sooner lead. San Francisco trying to find an answer here in this opening 20 minutes. Sooners tear it away again near midfield. It's on the foot of Lauren Havala across to Dow. And now back for Paige Welch. Welch sends it into the San Francisco end. The Dons able to take it away. Izzy Lukin had it. Now a ball sent ahead, but cleared by Paige Welch briefly. Lukin runs back up to it for San Francisco. Back to the foot of Smithers. Smithers sends it into the center of the field, but nobody really home, and it rolls back to McKinley Crone, the Sooner keeper. Crone slowly dribbles it outside of her own 18 box, drives it deep into the San Francisco end. Tracked down by Pye. She sends it out of bounds for a Sooner throw-in. Good start for Oklahoma.
A great start. Starting off the game with a goal. And I think they've done well to control the ball. I think they've pushed forward a lot, and their defense has been pretty clean. The Dons have picked up the urgency a little bit since the goal was scored, but that's expected to happen.
Yeah, I almost sensed the urgency on the part of San Francisco once the Sooners got that first goal.
Well, I think it's probably an unfamiliar, being 5-1 on the season. It's probably a very unfamiliar feeling for the Dons.
They've given up 9 goals on the season. And there's a drive from the right side that Crone has to reach up high and spear. Villegas able to sneak in there and shoot one off. And so Crone will one-hop drop kick one away to Christina O'Donnell up the left sideline in the San Francisco end. That was Kalina Teufel who took that shot a moment ago for San Francisco. Series history we've spoken about a couple of times already. Only previous meeting was a year ago in San Francisco, that 3-1 win for the Dons. And your series history is presented by Pizza Hut. When OU wins, you win free pizza. Visit Soonersports.com/Pizza Hut for details. Foul against the Sooners and a free kick struck by Catherine Hill. Deep all the way to the Oklahoma 18 box. Teufel comes down with it momentarily. And she goes down, and a little dust up back there with Havala. Sooners keep it. Havala will drop it back to Crone, the keeper. Left-footed hit that soars high into the air, but not very far. And a whistle, a foul, as Havala will be whistled for a Sooner foul. She got mixed up with Samantha Jennings, who went down. And it looks like Jennings will take this free kick. Dangerous player, West Coast Conference Player of the Week. She has 2 two-goal games this season. And 5 goals total, 18 career goals.
Jennings is a very dangerous player, and this is a dangerous situation for the Sooners. This is where the Sooners need to be a little bit more careful in the kind of fouls that they are giving up, especially with weather conditions like they are today. So it'll be important for the Sooners to get organized early here.
And Jennings puts one right into the arms of McKinley Crone in the Sooner goal box. 1-0. Sooners lead it. See McKinley Crone, who's been very good. Picked up right where she left off a season ago. She's played nearly every minute. She is second in the Big 12 Conference now with 26 saves. Well, you talk about a terrific effort trying to get Oklahoma a win last Friday night. Crone had 9 saves in that loss, 1 shy of her career high. San Francisco with a run out. Carly Weeks on the ball, sends a drive deflected over and around the goal by Crone. I mean, that was a shot. Crone up to the task.
Excellent save by Crone there to get her hands on it and push it over the goal. And I really think she does that on purpose to make sure it's not bouncing back out in front of the player. So just a great, great job there by Crone.
Little last-second drop-off to Jennings. Jennings got the strike away. Corner kick for Izzy Lukin, junior from Folsom, California. And it's out to the top of the goal box, headed away by the Sooners. Megan Riley all the way across the field and out of bounds. Catherine Hill will throw it in on the near sideline for the Dons. Inbounds pass rattles around. Smithers strikes one from way out front. And Crone gets it again. Fourth shot taken by the Dons so far. McKinley Crone up to the task. Her Sooners with a 1-0 lead. Dow controls in the midfield. Now trying to play it ahead. Knocked down by the Dons. And San Francisco wins possession back. Catherine Hill drives one deep into the Oklahoma end. Paige Welch is the first to reach it. She'll send it back to the keeper. So we talked about what McKinley Crone did with 9 saves against Texas A&M. Though it was a loss, it was a step forward for the Sooners. Meg has more on that game.
Chad, that last game versus Texas A&M was one of the best halves that Coach Potter has seen the Sooners play. And Erica Yost actually told me that they need to be able to play the full 90 instead of just a 45 because it was just the halftime. But the first 45 minutes, the last 45 minutes, it comes down to discipline and mental focus. The better team doesn't always win coming down to physicality.
Thank you, Meg. It's about finishing. The Sooners with a 1-0 lead tonight will try to finish things, but a long way to go in this one. Izzy Lucan again with a corner kick. She had an assist against Drake and Montana. Scored a goal against Harvard this year for the Dons. Hits it with her left foot in the middle of the 18 box. Bounces off the foot of Smithers and is cleared way out front. Sooners try to run the other way, but it's shut down quickly by the Dons, who regroup. Weeks in the midfield. Dribbles it all the way across, sends a ball ahead, and Crone sprints out of the goal. It's taken, though, by the Dons. A little attempt underneath. All the way across to the other side, and Lucan. That was a dangerous situation. So Emma Ledbetter will throw it in with under 20 minutes remaining here in the opening half. The Sooners will substitute. Looks like Marissa McMahon will give Lauren Havala a breather.
And great to see McMahon in the game. She's been so influential for the Sooners this season. She's great on the ball. She distributes the ball really well out wide, and she has a lot of assists on the year.
A 3-assist game, tying a Sooner record for Marissa McMahon against Illinois State this year. O'Donnell tries to play one ahead. It goes off the shoulder of San Francisco's Catherine Hill, out of bounds. Ivana Rivas with a goal, and Oklahoma with a 1-0 lead. An assist for Kaylee Dow. Rivas' third goal of the year. Ledbetter throws it into Dow at midfield. Now O'Donnell runs up to a pass. Back for Dow at midfield. Dow swipes at one, and it goes off of her foot, out of bounds on the far side. Big football game coming up tomorrow. Speaking of West Coast teams, UCLA, Chip Kelly, they will be in town. A noon kickoff over at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. And we'll have Sooner Game Day for you on Fox Sports Oklahoma. That'll be tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Myself and Gabe Eichert and the Butkus winner, Teddy Lehman. There you see upcoming Sooner Athletic events presented by Red Carpet Charters, official motor coach carrier of Sooner Athletics. Volleyball in action against Northwestern State, Texas A&M, and Kansas State here in the next week. And football has UCLA, then a road trip up to Ames, Iowa to face Iowa State, but then back home to take on Army. What a special day that will be on September 22nd. And you see volleyball with the Nike Invitational coming your way next week. Under 18 minutes remaining, opening half. Chad McKee and former Sooner Molly Ritchie with you on a rainy night here in Norman. San Francisco foul. Sooner free kick coming just inside the San Francisco end of midfield. And McKinley Crone, the keeper, will jog all the way into San Francisco territory and strike this one. Not ready for play to resume just yet. Referee Kyle Trimble now allows the kick. Sent back in. Looked like there could have been a foul. Megan Riley was able to drive one back into the box. O'Donnell is very slow to get up.
But really a great job by O'Donnell to get in front of the keeper. And that's what a player is supposed to do in that situation. It just kind of obstructs their view of the ball. And that was O'Donnell's doing. She kept the ball alive in that situation.
Goal kick coming. Let's look one more time at this free kick by Crone, and O'Donnell getting mixed up. There's That was the late drive by Megan Riley at the end of it.
And I love seeing the effort by Dow to slide in and get something on the ball to try to keep it alive.
So Eby takes the goal kick. Sooners, though, possess it. McMahon trying to send one ahead for O'Donnell. Taken back by the Dons. Marie Marlowe, a freshman from Fallbrook, California, who's checked in. Ahead comes Weeks, playing it up high. Little start and stop inside the box by Madison, and Crone is able to come and get it. Kaya Madison, very dangerous.
You really got to see how dangerous she was on that play. Her ability to handle the ball there, and she almost kind of jukes two players, and she still tries to get that shot off.
Madison on the West Coast Conference All-Freshman team a year ago, then honorable mention All-Conference last season. She's been present here tonight. San Francisco to get a throw in at midfield. And more substitutions coming. Looks like Madison will now exit. And Cassidy George is on, as is Ashley Humphrey. You see her. Catherine Hill drives one into the Oklahoma zone. Sooners gather it, though. Megan Riley to midfield. Nice touch pass by Rivas to McMahon. And McMahon sends it way forward. Nobody was there, and the keeper, Eby, will come up and get it.
I think the Sooners are struggling a little bit, trying to connect this last ball into feet in their attacking half. They've held onto the ball pretty well, but it seems like they're forcing that last pass a little bit, when really it takes one more short pass, and then a lot more players can get forward.
More substitutions on for the Dons. Now we see Cassidy George enter, and Bethany Perry as well from Mountain View, California. Under 15 minutes remaining in the opening half. Oklahoma with a goal by Ivana Rivas, her third, assisted by Kaylee Dow, the lone tally so far. San Francisco, Cassidy George plays it ahead. And a drive right into the arms of McKinley Crone. Not much on that one. 5 shots have been gotten away and 5 saves made by Crone so far. And now Crone hits one, a drive all the way deep into the San Francisco zone. Rivas trying to get to it. The Dons reach it first. Marlowe has it on her foot. O'Donnell trying to wrestle it away. Ledbetter got her head on it. Sooners keep it. Dow trying to work it across, but could not quite get it to Haley Davidson. San Francisco takes it away. Cassidy George runs ahead of the pack. They can't find her. It'll drop back to Perry. Bethany Perry works it inside the Sooner 18 box. A start and stop by Crawford Wagner, and the Sooners have to clear it out of bounds. This is Marie Marlowe out of bounds off O'Donnell. Autumn Smithers on the attack now. Dribbles one toward the Sooner 18 box. Stolen nicely by Megan Riley. Right back it goes, though, to Smithers, who gets away a quick strike from 30 feet away. And again, Crone is equal to the task.
Smithers has taken several kind of quick strikes from far out, and I think that's something the Sooners need to pick up on. Losing the ball right there where Riley was is not ideal, and it's somewhere the Sooners, that's where they need to focus more on clearing the ball out instead of holding on to it too long, losing it to a player like Smithers and having her shoot.
Smithers dangerous. She's moved to holding midfield this year. Very good in the air, and she scored the game-winning goal with 10 seconds left in the second overtime against New Mexico. Game was 10 seconds away from being a draw, and Autumn Smithers scored.
That is a heartbreaker.
Not if you're a Don.
No, of course not.
High drama, though. Emma Ledbetter to throw in for the Sooners. McMahon comes over to accept the throw in. So good with the ball at her feet. McMahon. She and O'Donnell play a little give and go. San Francisco able to take it away and clear it. Hobart drives one into the San Francisco end. Dons, though, take it away. Sooners attempt to wrestle it back as it pinballs back and forth in the midfield area. Here comes Ashley Humphrey. She scored a goal against New Mexico this year. Back to Michelle Feinberg. McMahon controls for the Sooners with 11 minutes left in the opening half. O'Donnell now up the right sideline, across midfield. Tried to pass it to herself around Marlowe. The Dons take it, though. This is Izzy Lukin. Now it's Smithers. Smithers with a run across midfield. San Francisco organizes. Smithers trying to work it through a seam up there. She's trying to fool the Sooners, catch him off guard, but her pass goes out of bounds.
And it was a good job with the back line. They were very disciplined in that. They let McMahon apply the pressure there, and they stayed where they were. The Dawn tried to slide it through two of the defenders, but they were aware of that, and they kept the player where they knew that she was, and she was not running onto that ball. So a good job by the back line there.
So a goal kick here for Crone with 10 minutes remaining in our opening half. We'll take a look around the Big 12 later on tonight, but the conference is stacked once again. The league is very good, and West Virginia is off to a 1, 2, and 3 start. They have losses to Penn State and Georgetown and ties with Arkansas, Purdue, and Northwestern. They haven't even gotten going yet. Defending champs, the regular season, and the preseason pick to win it, and they're sitting there in 8th place in the league standings.
It's such an unusual and just weird to see West Virginia in that position. They've been such a dominant force since they've entered the Big 12.
You got teams like Kansas. Katie McClure's got 5 goals. They are 5-0-1. TCU is 5-0-1. Each of these teams has 5 shutouts, both Kansas and TCU. As you look at the current standings headed into the night.
And being undefeated at this point, I mean, that's an accomplishment, because that's a large number of games into the season. We're getting to that point where there's been a lot of games played. You can start seeing teams and scouting them a little bit better. So being undefeated is a pretty big deal.
And Oklahoma State has a big win over a top 5 Florida team this year. The action tonight, Baylor's out in Arizona playing a couple of games. West Virginia's at Clemson. We'll run down some of that activity as we get a chance this evening. But it's not going to be a cupcake. $8:15 left here in the opening half. San Francisco trying to get an equalizing goal. Emma Ledbetter heads one down and controls it for the Sooners. Trying to work it over the foot of Lauren Tovey, who is also back from injury tonight. Good to see her. Sooners really getting 3 players back in their lineup tonight. That's a huge boost. They are hopeful that they'll get Jazzy Richards back, who we have not seen, but she's working her way back from an injury, possibly in the next couple of weeks.
And it's good timing for the Sooners. This is really starting to become a really important part of the season. They want to head into conference with some fresh legs. And so I think with players like Tovey and Havala and Jazzy, those will be players that can add a lot of energy to the team.
Sooner throw in coming deep in the San Francisco end. It comes into McMahon and then kicked out of bounds by the Dons. An Oklahoma corner kick. It'll be their 4th in this opening half.
And this is really where McMahon is so good on the ball, is when she's taking these corner kicks. She has a different variety of kicks that she takes. And I like the connection with she and Dow. Dow tends to always find a way to get on the end.
Dow is lurking out near the top of the 18 box. as McMahon gets ready to take this near post corner kick. Head high and cleared. She was trying to get it to Dow, and Dow was there too, but it was cleared nicely by Smithers. And now it rolls back dangerously to Eby, the keeper. Eby had a pair of Sooners led by Paige Welch bearing down on her. How many miles do you think Paige Welch runs in a game?
I was just about to say, I'm surprised that Welch was the player covering.
That's why I had to look at my chart twice. I thought that can't be Paige Welch.
When
She's a defender,
I was
back
like,
line.
he's got to be wrong there. But that just goes to show how important Welch is. She plays both sides of the ball so well, and she's important in the box because she's a great header. So she's important there, but she does a lot. I would guess that she's at 5 miles a game.
I'm taking the over on that.
6?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just a light jog on this cool evening here in September. I think the rain has dissipated a lot since this match started, and a Sooner foul on McMahon as she dropped Catherine Hill down. 5:30 left in the opening half. Catherine Hill's trying to take this free kick, but things have not been sorted out properly for Kyle Trimble's liking. He's talking to a couple of the players out here. This hasn't been that physical of a game. What do you think the conversation is about?
I'm not really sure. I don't know if maybe McMahon or Rivas didn't like the foul that was called, but I don't know. It hasn't been a physical game, which is surprising because I think when it rains, sometimes there's a tendency there's more fouls for whatever reason. Maybe
you can get away with it and say, hey, it was the turf's fault. I didn't mean to slide into her.
Exactly.
Let's face it, it's just more fun to play in the rain, isn't it?
I've always thought so.
Not if you're having to do the laundry afterwards. McMahon comes out of the pack with it for the Sooners, but it stays on Oklahoma's end. Samantha Kerwood-Wagner on the right flank has it wrestled away from her, though. Haley Davidson comes out and the other way. San Francisco winning it back, though. 5 minutes left. Hobart heads one into the sky. Chased down by Dow. Dow turns to her left, sends it to McMahon. Sooners begin to organize now. To the foot of Davidson. Davidson works it nicely for Rivas on the San Francisco end. Rivas trying to hit a running Lauren Tovey, but cleared by the Dons. And sprinting the other way comes Smithers. And a quick counterattack by San Francisco. Kerwood-Wagner starts and stops. It drops back to Catherine Hill. Hill drives it across the field. A quick little touch pass deep into the right corner, but McMahon intercepts it for the Sooners. And McMahon clears it off the foot of a Don out of bounds. Goal kick coming here from McKinley Crone.
And a very smart play by McMahon. It gets a little awkward because I think she's trying to make the ball go out of bounds, wait for it to go out of bounds, but there's also a Dons player running on. So she turns and plays the ball off the Dons player for a goal kick.
6 saves tonight for McKinley Crone. Sooners lead 1-0. Crone drives one away. Haley Davidson able to come out for Oklahoma. The Dons win it back. Pye trying to work it up the right sideline, but it's out of bounds. Sooners will throw it in. San Francisco was picked 6th in the West Coast Conference preseason poll. Soccer is absolutely huge in that league. So many non-football playing schools that have men's and women's soccer. Santa Clara and Pepperdine got equal votes in the preseason poll, but Santa Clara got more first place votes. They are picked to win the West Coast Conference. And Oklahoma's already had an opportunity to look at some of these teams playing San Francisco tonight. Sooners a 1-1 draw with Gonzaga here in Norman a couple of weeks ago. This ball into the 18 box. Cleared out of bounds. Sooners trying to claim that it went off San Francisco, but Olivia Smith touched it last. And a throw in comes here for the Dons. Taken by Pye. I beg your pardon, taken by Marlowe. And back out of bounds off of Marlowe. One nothing Sooner lead. Kinley Crone takes a free kick all the way out near midfield. McMahon drives one toward Rivas. Rivas has it up the right flank. Rivas stops and starts. She leaves it back for Tovey. Tovey top of the 18 box, now wide again for Rivas. Rivas starts toward the right corner. She's cut off, slides down, and loses it out of bounds. Minute 30 left here, opening half. Sooners trying to take a 1-0 lead into the locker room. Molly Eby, keeper, takes a goal kick. Dow heads it back toward San Francisco's end. Now Marlowe steps into a header. San Francisco controls it. Izzy Lucan crosses over back toward the center. Nicely put together so far. Bethany Perry up on the right flank. George trying to run to it and does. Ledbetter marks her. George drops it back. Don's able to work it away, but Hobart clears it for the Sooners. High into the sky and out of bounds. Nicely done by Jordan Hobart.
A big moment for Hobart there, especially as the clock starts to wind down going into halftime. You can't give anything up at this point, and Hobart does a great job as the captain. She steps up there and she just clears the ball out.
Under 30 seconds remaining here in the opening half. Ivana Rivas with her third goal of the season, an assist from Kaylee Dow, giving the Sooners this 1-0 lead. Hobart knocks one out of the sky. Now Dow clears it deep into the San Francisco side, and that may do it for this opening half. It will. Sooners will take a 1-0 lead into the halftime locker room. A very good start. Oklahoma's been in this position before. San Francisco will have to try to rally to extend their 3-game winning streak. As the Sooners look to get their second win here in 2018. Ivana Rivas' goal, the only tally so far. And it has been 6 saves for McKinley Crone in goal for the Sooners. She's been tested on a regular basis this evening. Down on a soggy but still pristine John Crane Field. Meg McDonald making her way over to Sooner head coach Matt Potter, and she's standing by with him now. Meg?
Chad, thanks so much. Matt Potter just joking down here with me right now, but 3 goals for Ivana Rivas. Let's start over. For Ivana Rivas here in this season, what has changed for her this year?
Well, number one, I'm really proud of her. She had a kind of crossroads moment in the summer, and you can see she's playing exceptionally well, and all the credit goes to her. You know, she was challenged to put herself in a better place, and I think it's obvious that she's done that.
A good San Francisco team here today. How do the Sooners put this one away?
Well, it's an interesting game because we've done the hard thing to go ahead a goal, but they're pressing very well, and they do a very good job of getting numbers trying to jump when you have the ball. So as you try to play out, you have to be very careful. We've got caught one too many times. The success we've had is when we've actually played a pass and got behind their backs early. And that would probably be a message that we need to imprint, because when they press very well.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Chad?
All right, thank you, Meg. Thanks to Coach Matt Potter as well. His team up 1-0 over the San Francisco Dons. We started out in the rain. It has subsided, and it's been Oklahoma's half. We'll see if they can finish things off after Ivana Rivas got that goal to start the scoring this evening. Coming up at halftime, Meg with more on the special relationship between Emma Ledbetter, her mom Kara, and Hall of Fame Sooner women's basketball coach Sherry Cole. That's next on the halftime show. Sooner Soccer is presented by OU Extended Campus.
The Stevenson Cancer Center has earned National Cancer Institute designation, putting us among the top 2% of cancer centers in America. Recognized as a national leader in cancer research, clinical trials, and advanced cancer treatments, we're achieving exceptional outcomes for our patients, offering a comprehensive, patient-centered approach in the best and most modern facilities right here in Oklahoma. Stevenson Cancer Center at OU Medicine. We're dedicated to your healing.
At Riverwind, we've been #1 for over 10 years. Because we all work together as one. To make you feel like one in a million. We're still having fun, and you're still the one. Home to one unbeatable concert venue. Featuring a never-ending stream of #1 acts. And with great restaurants and one gorgeous hotel, it's something for everyone. All in one place.
As a soldier, you're focused on the mission. And I take the same approach when the consumer comes in the office, as I see it as our mission to give them best quality customer service, the best quality products that fit their needs, and have them go out the door and satisfied with the service that they receive. I think that it's become a personal service industry more than just providing insurance coverage. AAA is trust. AAA is quality service. AAA is quality products.
Hey, Sooner fans, this season is guaranteed to be one to remember. Don't miss the action when the Sooners hit the gridiron in Norman. Saturday, September 22nd, when they'll face the Army Black Knights. And you can only see the game on pay-per-view. Call your cable or satellite provider or log on to Soonersports.tv to order your digital subscription. Watch the Army Black Knights take on the Oklahoma Sooners. Saturday, September 22nd at 6 p.m. Central, only on pay-per-view.
Fate doesn't play by the rules. It doesn't care for stats, streaks, all-stars, and RBIs. All season, Fate waits for these moments. Because the only thing that matters is October. The MLB postseason this fall on Fox, FS1, and the Fox Sports app.
Sooner Sports TV is presented by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. By Riverwind Resort, still the one. By Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut. By OU Extended Campus, degrees online, on campus, on your schedule. Become the tradition. And by Red Carpet Charters, the official motor coach carrier of OU Athletics.
Welcome back to John Crane Field. Oklahoma up on San Francisco after the first half, score 1-0. Sophomore Emma Ledbetter has a special connection with Oklahoma women's basketball head coach Sherry Cole. It was when Emma tore her ACL twice in high school that she looked to a Sooner basketball player for inspiration to push through. Check it out.
Ever since I was a little girl, I just knew I wanted to be a Sooner. All my family are Sooner fans, and it's just being so close to hear my family can come support, and I can still watch my sisters grow up and stuff like that. So I always knew that I wanted to come here.
Sooner born, Sooner bred. Sophomore midfielder Emma Ledbetter dreamt of playing soccer on John Crane Field. Those dreams, however, were challenged when she tore her ACL her freshman year of high school. A month after the recovery, Ledbetter tore her other ACL. During peak recruiting years, this second tear was a disaster.
It's pretty difficult. It was being out when they really recruit was kind of hard.
It was devastating, and she'll tell you it was hard, but it was devastating just to have her livelihood taken away from her, and just to watch her, not have that. And so it was a struggle. She worked so hard to get back the first time, and then the second time it was just, she's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to play in college. I mean, does anyone play in college with 2 ACLs?
Kara Ledbetter, Emma's mother, had a special contact, one who she played basketball for at Edmond Memorial High School.
Kara was really what I would call my first kid. Like, as a coach, you when you start in this business, you'll find that one kid that really listens to you or that you really invest in. I was an assistant high school coach, and she was a potential post player, and I just sort of took her under my wing, or maybe put her in a headlock sometimes. She became my focus.
She played for Sherry Cole in high school and just loves her to death, talks so highly of her, and she's just such an inspiring woman, well-rounded. My mom she just loves her, idolizes her.
Oklahoma women's basketball head coach knew exactly who Emma Ledbetter should talk to regarding 2 ACL injuries. Maddie Manning, a guard for OU.
You have an athlete who has been through something like that. It's just a different level. I mean, one injury is enough, but to have the same injury almost back to back is it's almost hard to comprehend. And so my heart was very soft to that. And Kara zipped me a text and said, we've had a really unfortunate accident here, and this is what's going on. And I said, well, I happen to have my own unfortunate accident here. If Maddie could ever be any sort of impact or inspiration or just a connection point for Emma, I would love to offer that up. And so they came down, and Maddie spent some time with Emma, which I so appreciate. And I think the two of them, just as much as anything, you just sit in a room with somebody else who's been in the position you're in, and there's a connection that none of the rest of us who are sitting around could understand. We could talk all we wanted, but we didn't feel the way either one of them has felt.
That kind of just gave me hope to, keep going, keep following my dreams, and, come to OU and be here and get it done.
I could tell that, she thought that this was possible, and so when anything's possible with Emma, she'll make it happen. That's just the way she is. And so she definitely made it happen.
Kara Ledbetter went on to become an English teacher just to be more like Sherry Cole. And Emma Ledbetter went on to play soccer for the Sooners on the field, like Maddie Manning did on the court. All of this to show how powerful a dream and a human connection can be.
I can't even believe it. Like, when I see her on the field and she's doing so well, and, just a few years ago, she didn't think she was even going to play in college. And so she's really, she's a remarkable person and player.
Just being on that field here at OU is just, second to none. So it's been amazing so far.
Sherry Cole told me she was absolutely shocked when she found out that Kara Ledbetter decided to be an English teacher because she didn't really like school when she was in high school. Don't go away. We'll be back with analysis in the second half after this.
The whole name of the game is we want to detect heart disease and keep patients from ending up in an emergency situation. I think if you're over 40 and you have 2 or more risk factors for heart disease, it's reasonable to get a heart scan. The difference with the Integris screener is it detects heart disease in its earliest form, and the quicker we know about it, the better for the patient.
Book your $50 heart scan today by calling 405-946-CARE.
My goal for every customer is to get the system up and running. My name is James Big Mountain. I'm an Air Comfort Solutions HVAC technician. We got a call. I got there about 12 o'clock at night. It was blazing hot, and they didn't know what to do. They were flustered. Had to replace their thermostat, and as soon as we turned it on, they broke into tears. They just, felt so relieved. Helping people out is awesome. We don't have a time off. It's whenever, the calls are done, and we've satisfied everybody that's called in, and we're there. No matter when they call, we're going to get somebody there.
At Landers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Norman, we know how it feels to give everything you have just for that one exhilarating moment. Here we go. Driving tradition on a mile of cars off I-35. Proud partner of Sooner Athletics.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone.
Actually, I prefer an ice mead.
Barkeep, Bud Lights for everyone and a mead.
Is it autumnal?
Bud Lights for everyone and one autumnal mead.
Is it malty and full-bodied? Because I like malt.
Cancel that mead.
Bud Light, for the many, not the few.
Friday is closer than you think. That's because Pizza Hut delivers the good times anytime. Whether you're craving classics like pepperoni or just looking to mix it up, it's never been easier to bring everyone to the table. And it's all delivered right to your door because no one out-pizzas the Hut. The only thing better than pizza is free Pizza Hut pizza. And only Hut Rewards lets you earn free pizza faster than ever by giving you points on every dollar you spend online. You can earn a free pizza in as little as one order. Sign up today at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Sooner Sports TV is brought to you by Riverwind Resort, still the one. Taco Mayo, fresh ingredients, built to order. Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Sooner Sports TV personalities' wardrobe is provided by Threads Menswear and Blush on Campus Corner. Hair and makeup provided by Studio Zen. Halftime stats are brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Dons have outshot the Sooners. Therefore, Molly, how important have been the 6 saves recorded by McKinley Crone so far?
Crone had a great first half, and the Dons have really done a good job of possessing and creating these opportunities on goal. And in this next half, it'll be important for the Sooners to limit these opportunities and for Crone to have another big half.
Ivana Rivas has a goal, her 3rd of the year, assist to Kaylee Dow, and Megan Riley has also been awarded an assist on that goal by Ivana Rivas. We'll see if the Sooners can hold off the Dons when we come back for the second half in Norman. You're watching Sooner Soccer on Sooner Sports TV, presented by the OU Extended Campus.
Hey, Sooner fans, this season is guaranteed to be one to remember. Don't miss the action when the Sooners hit the gridiron in Norman. Saturday, September 22nd, when they'll face the Army Black Knights. And you can only see the game on pay-per-view. Call your cable or satellite provider or log on to Soonersports.tv to order your digital subscription. Watch the Army Black Knights take on the Oklahoma Sooners. Saturday, September 22nd at 6 p.m. Central, only on pay-per-view.
The NFL is back. Saquon Barkley makes his debut.
What a run!
And the Jags' bone-crushing D will be right there to welcome him. Then, in America's Game of the Week, Dallas at Carolina.
What a great start to the season.
Zeke is back and hungry to lead his Cowboys. But Cam will be waiting to unleash his powers. It all begins with Fox NFL Kickoff, followed by a huge doubleheader Sunday on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Every week, Fox Sports Outdoors brings you on-the-water action, combined with current freshwater and coastal information from around the Southwest.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime deal right here.
Our team of experts covers the entire region and provides you with the latest real-time updates of what's happening at the lake and along the coast.
Now, at Lake Tawakoni, the hybrids are biting, and you'll find them on main lake humps as well.
Fox Sports Outdoors, Thursdays on Fox Sports Oklahoma.
Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a champion.
You know, I think I was just kind of born to play this sport.
It's kind of a crazy existence.
But I could do it my way.
All of a sudden, that 15 minutes is up. It's like, who am I in this world? And what was that all about?
Here we go.
We're brothers.
We're brothers.
Do you like to see your brother suffer?
Brothers argue.
You want the ball. I want the ball too.
Time out.
I feel I'm the best. I want to cover the best.
Are you sure you're still in the Hall of Fame?
Stop playing, Skip.
I said it.
We have something that no other team has.
Hop on the bandwagon. It could be a fun ride for you.
Choose a side.
Boom.
America's fastest growing sports show.
This is undisputed.
Sooner Soccer, Sunday at 1 on Fox Sports Oklahoma.
Second half set to begin. San Francisco will have the first opportunity at it. Sooners lead it 1-0. Alongside former Sooner Molly Ritchie, I'm Chad McKee. Meg McDonald braving the elements down on the sidelines tonight. Urgency certainly turned up for San Francisco after the Sooners got that goal. We'll see if the Dons can get an equalizer. First couple of touches here. Micaiah Madison, who starts this second half. She was dangerous in the opening half. Sprinting through the middle goes Jennings, but the Sooners clear it. Christina O'Donnell will reach this one first. O'Donnell setting up the Sooner attack. Plenty of defenders back for San Francisco. Now Haley Davidson. Back for Rivas. Rivas in space, deep into the right corner. Lauren Tovey drives one toward the goal, and out to get it comes Molly Eby. We've seen Eby all the way tonight in goal, the redshirt freshman from Portland, Oregon. Her 5th start of the season. Has 2 shutouts. Olivia Camera has also been in goal this season for the Dons. It was Camera who had 10 saves for the Dons against the Sooners a year ago. We have a foul. Down goes Kalina Teufel. And San Francisco will get a free kick. Kallmeyer drops the free kick off short, cleared by Emma Ledbetter of the Sooners. Catherine Hill finds some room. Hill, top of the 18 box. Sooners able to work it away from Teufel. Back out across midfield it comes. All right, in the central field area, Smithers gets tangled up with Riley. And a foul on Smithers will create a Sooner free kick. Boy, what a terrific feature at halftime there on Sooners' Emma Ledbetter, her mom Kara, who played high school basketball for Sooner Hall of Fame women's basketball coach Sherry Cole. Their connection, Emma working through 2 ACL tears back in 2014, getting a little counsel from Maddie Manning, the former Sooner women's basketball player who herself suffered a pair of ACL tears. But what a wonderful connection between women's basketball and the soccer program at the University of Oklahoma. Long free kick taken by Ledbetter down into the 18 box. Dow has it, kicked away from her for a moment. Kaylee retrieves it deep in the corner, sends one between the legs of a defender. Now Dow sends one across out front between the legs, and a drive over the top of the goal by Davidson.
This was a great play by Kaylee Dow. She goes through the legs of the defender, and she finds Riley, but Riley actually fakes out the defense and lets it go between her legs to Davidson, who had a good shot. And just here we can see the foot skill of Kaylee Dow to move by that defender. And then Riley with the decision to let it go through her legs to Davidson.
Very clever. The footwork and strength of Kaylee Dow. It's one thing to get it between the defender's legs. It's another to go around the defender and hold her off with your elbow and get to the ball.
Right, and that really is a difficult play because you do kind of have to really push by that defender there. Kaylee Dow's so strong, but she's also fast, and she has the ability to make those kind of plays.
Like they say, turning the corner in basketball. You get past the defender, you got to get that elbow into him. Kaylee Dow doing a fine job of it there. Dow controls it at midfield now for the Sooners. Sends it all the way across. Trying to find Davidson. Davidson runs ahead up the right flank. An aggressive tackle out of bounds, though. Davidson goes sprawling. Nicely played there by Villegas, a freshman from Davis, California, who spent some time, as we told you, with the Mexican Under-20 World Cup team over in France back in August.
Really a smart play by Villegas there. She probably knows that Davidson is a really fast player, and she doesn't want to get in a foot race with her, so she takes the chance, and she makes a great tackle.
Running toward this one comes Madison. Madison reaches it first. Micaiah Madison shut down by Hobart. Stays on the ball, and Crone comes out and punches it away out of bounds. Look at the speed of Micaiah Madison to get this corner kick for the Dons.
And a good job of Hobart to stay with her, and a good acknowledgement by Crone to come out and close down that play, cut off those angles.
Carly Weeks, freshman who scored the game-winning goal against Harvard, has 16 shots on the season. She will take the corner from the far post for San Francisco. Dons look for the equalizer in the opening 6 minutes of this second half. To the top of the 18 box for Teufel, who drives one to Crone, leaping to spear that one right near the right post.
And just again, Crone comes up huge with this save. That was such a great strike and a very composed shot. by Teufel there, and just, wow. Crone gets up high there.
That was terrific by McKinley Crone. Now the Sooners back to the attack. A long ball toward O'Donnell in the San Francisco 18 box, but it's tracked down by the Dons, Cassidy Kallmeyer. O'Donnell works it back away from her. O'Donnell attempting to go by Kallmeyer, who just roots her off the ball and clears it. Teufel starts the attack for San Francisco. Shut down. Taken back to Megan Riley. And Riley up the right side. A ball intended for Davidson. Rolls back to the keeper, Eby. Dons with a run out. A Sooner foul will be called. I think they will whistle that one on Megan Riley. So a San Francisco free kick as you look at Megan Riley. Matt Potter says she's off to an outstanding start to her Sooner career. Technical, savvy player. She's a soccer junkie. Were you a soccer junkie, Molly?
I probably wasn't the kind of player that you would call a soccer junkie. When I think of soccer junkie, I think of someone's just, eat, breathes, and sleeps soccer. And I can see Riley being that because she's so technical, and I just don't think I was quite as gifted technically as Riley was. So I don't think I qualify, but I did love soccer.
Soccer lover, not soccer junkie.
Lover, yeah.
San Francisco throw in the Sooner end. This will be taken by Michelle Feinberg. Now it's Cassidy Kallmeyer. Kallmeyer's been important. She's a transfer from Idaho State. Has started all 7 matches this year. Running clear up the right flank comes Madison, working her way around a couple of Sooners. It's cleared out front, and then we have a foul against the Dons.
And that was Kaylee Dow clearing the ball there, and that just goes to show she plays all over the field, and she's so good all over the field. She has the hustle to get back and clear this ball out. She's just so good for this Sooner team.
She could play just about anywhere on the field and be the best at it.
I really do believe that. And she's shown it because her versatility is just outstanding.
First team All-Big 12 a season ago. 12 career goals for Kaylee Dow. Had a pair of them against Illinois State. Throw in coming for San Francisco right near midfield. Taken by Kallmeyer. And then Kallmeyer boots one off the Sooners out of bounds. Ivana Rivas scored in the 15th minute, giving the Sooners this 1-0 lead early on. So far, they've been able to hold up defensively. 7 saves for McKinley Crone. Meg told you off the outset of the broadcast, as you look over at the sidelines, about Paul Hart, the Sooner keepers coach who came to Oklahoma from San Francisco. He was coaching on the other sideline in this game between these teams out in San Francisco last year. And he coached Olivia Cameron to 10 saves for the Dons in that 3-1 victory. But tonight it is Paul Hart's keeper pitching a shutout for the Sooners so far, McKinley Crone, who hits this free kick. Long up the right side. Sooners able to track it down across into the arms of Eby, the keeper. Good late push there.
And such a great job by Crone to step up and take that kick, and it goes over the heads of the Dons defense and gives Davidson a good opportunity to get a great cross off.
The Dons with the counterattack. Lucan trying to start and stop. Lucan comes back up to try to play the ball. It's out of bounds off the Sooners. San Francisco throw-in coming from the far sideline. San Francisco off to its best start in 18 seasons. 5-1. Only lost to the defending national champion and top-ranked Stanford Cardinal. Up the right flank, it's Teufel. Trying to work her way around Emma Ledbetter. Teufel toward the right end line. Out into the deep right corner. Teufel double teamed by Ledbetter. Teufel able to get it away, send it in front of the Sooner 18 box. Paige Welch got her foot on it. A quick strike by Madison. Sooners clear it briefly. And now Dow clears it out near midfield, out of bounds. That'll reset things. Dow's been a big part of the defense here in this second half.
And she really has been. We haven't seen her, I guess, as influential as she has been in past games in the attack, but that's because she's really taken a big role defensively.
Dons with a chance. Madison in on goal. Drives one, deflected by Crone, wide.
And again, so just a huge save by Cronin. You can tell she's kind of upset with the defense right now, because that's really a shot that should have been avoided by the defense. But I mean, Crone just comes up huge there. A great ball. I think Hobart thinks it's offsides, and it kind of does look like that. But sometimes the refs can't see every offsides, and so as a result, it's not always good to rely on the refs to see it. You have to keep playing, and they do, but they're just a little bit late.
What a great split-second reaction there by Crone as the corner comes from the near post. It's headed out by Dow. First to reach it, the Dons. And it's out of bounds. A corner kick on the far post this time. San Francisco trying to set this thing quickly. Carly Weeks will take this one. Weeks, since it's sailing out across the Sooner goal box, it's headed. It skims all the way back out of bounds, and the Sooners will get a goal kick. Smithers was able to get up there and get her head on it, but could not redirect it. We approach 32 minutes remaining on this Friday night. Crone takes a long goal kick. It soars over everybody all the way to Christina O'Donnell, who attacks. O'Donnell up the left flank. Centers it up, top of the 18 box, down, left-footed strike just over the top of the goal. I tell you what, that was created by a wonderful goal kick from McKinley Crone.
That's why she's so good. I mean, not only does she make these great saves, but she steps up and she takes such great kicks. And then, here I am. I'm saying Dow's not as influential in the attack as she has been, but yet she gets down the field and she has a very composed left-footed shot here.
She heard you.
I think she did.
Rivas in the middle of a pack. Smithers tried to get to it for San Francisco. Sooners were able to drive it back toward the Dons' goal, and EB comes out to get it. Ball sent high into the sky. Then it's headed by Catherine Hill. It comes down to the Sooners. Havala. Now O'Donnell sweeps in to get it. Ledbetter drives one back to Havala, but it soars over her head toward the end line, and this will roll all the way out of bounds. EB will take a goal kick. Bethany Perry and Ashley Humphrey enter the San Francisco lineup. Sooners have yet to substitute here in the second half. Off the goal kick, the ball's going to tumble out of bounds off of the Dons, Cassidy Kallmeyer. So Christina O'Donnell will take a throw in, or maybe leave it for Ledbetter. Nope, it'll be O'Donnell to take it. Now she does decide to drop it off for Ledbetter.
And I think at this point, they're probably starting to think about the clock and just trying to think of creative ways to let it wind down a little bit.
Nearly 15 minutes gone by in this second half. Rivas got a touch inside the 18 box. Smithers had it on her foot, but Rivas takes it back. Rivas out to Dow. Back to the top of the 18 box. Open for a moment was Havala, but it ricochets off her foot, and we've got a foul on Havala.
And this is the area of the field where I'd really like to see the Sooners possess the ball a little bit more.
Long ball to a sprinting Madison in on the goal. Madison up the right side, tried to cross it, and a great deflection by the sliding Paige Welch.
But the Dons have made it so difficult for the Sooners to possess because every time they lose the ball and the Sooners have it, they're defending immediately. And here, just a great job by Madison and a good effort by Hobart. Dangerous situation for the Sooners.
Welch sliding in there to poke it away from the goal. Corner kick taken by Izzy Lukin from the near post. Lukin out near the top of the 18 box. All the way across it goes. Smithers trying to turn the corner in a shoving match with Havala. Havala goes down. And the ball cleared out of bounds for a San Francisco throw-in. Now the Sooners will get a throw-in. I think that went out off of Lukin. So Ledbetter set to take the Sooner throw-in. Ledbetter has to clear this out of bounds, and San Francisco will take a throw-in. Izzy Lukin is creating some problems over on the far side. Now we will see Marlowe take a throw-in. Bounds around a little bit. Finally to Catherine Hill, who swipes at one. O'Donnell clears it for the Sooners. And a contested header goes out of bounds off the Dons. Lots of RVs, fifth wheels, recreational vehicles across the street in the parking lot of the Lloyd Noble Center as fans come to town for football on Saturday, and then they'll park the RVs over there and walk here to John Crane Field, just about 150 yards away from the Lloyd Noble Center parking lot. So you get the festivities underway early on a Friday and just let it go all weekend. Come back for soccer on Sunday too.
It's really a perfect position to have the RVs right there. You get the best of both worlds. You get to check out the soccer games, go see the football game on Saturday, then come back on Sunday and head back home.
I've got to be back down here early to do Sooner game day, and so I may just knock on an RV door on my way back to the parking lot, see if they have an extra bed and some nourishment.
I don't know. That sounds
dangerous.
Maybe a little creepy.
Well, I'll take you with me. You'll be a lot nicer about it. Dons control it. Madison in the midfield fires a shot over the top of the Sooner goal from about 40 feet away. I'm coming. Guess who's coming?
I'm not going.
Be knocking on the door.
You can go alone.
That's a nice big RV over there.
That is a nice one.
Yeah, got a fifth wheel, and then we've got a giant RV. My home for the night.
I wouldn't mind having one. You could just buy one.
Take this show on the road.
Yeah.
McKinley Crone with the Sooner goal kick. And it tumbles out of bounds near midfield. Now it looks like Oklahoma may get some fresh legs out there. Well, not just yet. Matt Potter going to let them run a little bit longer. Paige Welch climbs the top of a San Francisco player to head the ball down. Dons lose it out of bounds. Ledbetter will throw it in, but we'll get some substitutions first. Lauren Tovey, the freshman, back from her injury. McKinney, Texas. Tough, physical, tone-setting type of player. There she is with that left knee brace on. O'Donnell will get a breather, and Megan Riley will sit for a bit also. Marissa McMahon also in. Tovey loses it. But Paige Welch is back on the backside of the Sooner defense. Kept alive by the Dons. And a Sooner foul. I think Tovey's going to be called for this foul as she rode Lucan down to the ground. Dangerous try here for the Dons.
This is not a foul you want to give up. This is too dangerous of a position for the Sooners to be in, especially as the half kind of wears on. You're starting to see we're giving up more corner kicks, some more fouls, and it's just a good point to regroup and try to get everyone together on the same page and limit the number of fouls giving up so you're limiting the number of opportunities they have.
Mia Villegas is there, as is Lucan. It'll be Lucan taking the left-footed kick, headed into the air, rolling toward the end line and out of bounds off the Dons. Eight saves for that young lady, McKinley Crone. Some of them have been spectacular. She came into the night second in the Big 12 Conference with 25 saves. With 8 tonight, I have to think she'll be the leader. And she's not done. At midfield, Dow controls a goal kick. Works it all the way across to the foot of Toby, up the right flank. Toby, a crossover to the top of the 18-box, strikes, and she scores! Toby with the goal. I think she may have caught Evie, the keeper, a little bit off guard.
A great job to see Toby get a goal. And really, it started with Kaylee Dow, just her awareness of the field to get her head up and switch the point of attack. Toby handles it. Her first touch is wonderful. And then this, I don't know if it was a left-footed shot, but she gets a great shot off and catches the goalie off guard, and just a great goal by Toby.
Just took it right up the seam, did Toby. Her first career goal. And the Sooners have a 2-0 lead. Yeah, you're right. It's hard to tell if she, from our angle there, did she hit it with her left foot or just the toe of her right foot?
I think she got it with the toe of her right. Initially, I thought it was her left, and then after watching the replay, it looked like she kind of just stuck her foot out there. Somehow it got off with enough power to make it in the back of the net.
This Oklahoma offense, 2 more goals tonight. They're averaging over 2 goals per game. They are on pace to break the school record, which is 39. Or they're on pace for 39. School record 37. Were you on the 2010 team that scored 37 goals?
I think I was. Well, I want to say I was.
Must have been a real memorable one. You can't remember.
For some reason, I would think that it would have been the year that Renee Cuellar was here.
Oh, that would have helped, right?
I know.
If she scored 14, then that made it a little easier. On the attack comes Madison, trying to get an answer goal here for the Dons. Madison ricochets this one off of Jordan Hobart, out of bounds.
And that goal by Tovey really added a good cushion for the Sooners. But 2-0, I mean, that's a dangerous lead. And we've seen it in the past. You know, if the Dons get their confidence up, they score a goal, and then they have the momentum in their favor. So it's going to be important for the Sooners to stay focused the next couple of minutes and make sure that they're really paying attention to detail on these set pieces.
From the near post, Lucan hits another corner, headed into the air, punched away by Crone again. And a foul as Lucan came up to get that one. She collides with Hobart. Lucan down, grasping her right knee. Lucan took the corner as the ball got punched away. She came to try to get it and collided with Jordan Hobart. Let's hope for the best for Izzy Lucan, the junior from Folsom, California. Assisted on goals against Drake and Montana, then got her first career goal against Harvard. That was a 2-1 win for the Dons. And good news there. Nice to see her get to her feet. But the Sooner penalty will create a penalty kick here as it occurs inside the 18 box. It's Izzy Lucan able to jog off the field, fortunately. And a penalty kick taken. As the Dons have a chance to cut the Sooner lead in half. See if McKinley Crone is up to the task. Penalty kick taken by Ashley Humphrey, sophomore from Torrance, California, who scored against New Mexico. Hits it low. Crone got her hand on it, but it's a goal on a penalty kick, and it's 2-1 now.
And really a good effort by Crone. She read the ball really well there. She guessed correctly, or maybe she didn't guess, but she knew where it was going, and she almost makes the save. It was a good PK because it was in the corner, but a good job by Crone to read the ball.
So Ashley Humphrey scores the goal. Sooner lead cut in half. You're right, Crone got to it. She guessed right. Got her hand on it. But the Dons get within a goal. They'll try to get an equalizer. The Sooners try to re-extend their lead. So Ashley Humphrey's second goal of the season after the first goal of Lauren Tovey's Sooner career. And that has breathed new life into the Dons. You can certainly tell.
Right, and the Sooners are really going to have to respond with some urgency here to make sure they want to move the ball down the field. They want to avoid defending in their defensive half and keep it locked in here so that they kind of eliminate those opportunities.
Sooners take a throw in from San Francisco end, right in front of the Oklahoma bench. Ledbetter heads it into the air. Now running up to it comes Dow. Dow trying to send it inside the 18 box toward Rivas, but it's cleared by the Dons. Sooners take it back. Tovey had it momentarily. San Francisco with it towards Smithers in the midfield area, but past her down to the foot of Olivia Smith. And now Smithers is injured, having to come off. There must be blood coming from what appears to be the forehead or eye area. Boy, that's 2 injuries. This one to Autumn Smithers, the all-conference senior from Modesto, California.
Ooh, quite a bit of blood on her hand.
So we've seen both Lucan and Smithers go off, and they will quickly attend to that gash. I think the Sooners will probably take possession and then maybe give it back. Looks like, does Jordan Hobart have blood on her jersey perhaps, and she will have to come off.
It looks like, I think Hobart must be bleeding too. It looks like their heads just caught each other really in the same spot on both of them.
So Hobart is off. Sooners shuffle things around a little bit on the back line. Looks like O'Donnell is going to move more back on the back line, Molly.
I would think so. Yeah, she is, and that's where she should go. She's the upperclassman. She just needs to step in back there. She's also familiar with that spot, so shouldn't be too much of a change.
So we'll see if either player is able to return. Hobart for the Sooners and Smithers for the Dons. 2 very key pieces. Back to action we go. 19:30 left. This one skims under the foot of Davidson, goes out of bounds for a San Francisco throw-in. Good activity here as we had goals scored within 3 minutes of each other by the Sooners' Lauren Tovey, and on a penalty kick, the Dons' Ashley Humphrey. Christina O'Donnell will take a Sooner throw in. She continues to walk up. And now we've got a whistle, and Jordan Hobart's coming back in quickly. Sooners don't want to spend any time without her out there. Just talking with Matt Potter about these 2 veterans on the back line, Welch and Hobart. Said they have had excellent seasons to this point. McMahon comes down with a loose ball. Sends it toward the deep left corner, and that will spin out of bounds. The Dons will throw it in. Sooners shifting things back. O'Donnell sprinting over toward the far side. Well, they had 12 players out there. It's a little easier to score that way. So O'Donnell had to go back out when Hobart came in. And I'm not sure that O'Donnell even realized Jordan Hobart had come back into the game. Nobody told her.
I don't think she did either.
So for about 10 seconds, Oklahoma played with 10 players. Or I should say with 12 players. And now we've got a foul against the Dons. And a yellow card is going to be assessed. This will be Villegas who gets booked.
And I think it's a good call by the ref here to issue a yellow card. In the last, couple of minutes, it's gotten a little bit aggressive since the Dons have scored on both teams, not just the Dons. This foul just a little bit more intentional, going for her body when the ball's not even anywhere close after it's already been played. So a good call by the ref, and it kind of gets the play back to where it should be, less fouls.
So McMahon drives one toward the goal box. It's headed out and down to the foot of Havala. Havala patiently back for Ledbetter. Sooners reorganize. Rivas up the right wing. Driving toward the end line, trying to send it across, and spills out of bounds. And I think you're right. That's good officiating by Kyle Trimble. We've had a little blood spilled, some physical contact. He's just trying to set a tone. Hasn't been all that physical until the last 5 or 10 minutes tonight.
Right, I would agree with that. I think both teams have done a good job tonight, limiting the fouls and playing hard, but not playing bad. So a good call by the official.
Dons control it in the midfield area. Catherine Hill plays one deep. Madison charges forward, drives a squibbler along the ground, and McKinley Crone sprawls down to the turf to record her 10th save, which ties a career high. And now Crone drives this one away. San Francisco controls for a moment, but Tovey comes out of the pack. She scored a goal earlier. Here fans went out wide for Rivas. Rivas stops, starts, left foot inside the goal box, and kicked away out of bounds by the Dons.
And that was a great ball by Tovey to find Rivas out wide. She splits the back line, and that's always dangerous whenever you're splitting the back line, especially to a player like Rivas, because her technical skill is just so advanced. She cuts players, gets in and out, and she was looking to find Davidson on the other side, but her cross just wasn't quite strong enough.
Clock has stopped here. 16:23 remaining in regulation. Sooners have goals by Ivana Rivas and Lauren Tovey. They led 2-0, but Ashley Humphrey scored in the 69th minute for the Dons to tighten things up. The road ahead is presented by your Central Oklahoma Buick GMC dealers. We are professional grade. So the Cal Golden Bears will be here for a 1 o'clock start with the Sooners on Sunday. And then, as we talked about in the pregame, it's on the road for 4 straight. Utah Valley was an NCAA tournament team a year ago, and then the Sooners dive into conference play at Kansas. Kansas going into the night 5-0-1 with 5 shutouts.
And this is going to be such a great road test for the Sooners. And I think with positive results this weekend, they'll go into this with a lot of confidence. These aren't easy teams that are coming up, and it's hard being gone 2 weekends back-to-back like that.
Such a tough schedule. And Matt Potter is not going to shy away from competition. He'll take his team on the road. They've played teams like Texas A&M this year, Utah Valley, the NCAA tournament team, Nebraska on the verge of it, Gonzaga as well.
And that's really been his vision ever since he got to OU. He's always incorporated these major schools that have these awesome programs and that are year after year NCAA teams. And his vision is just, you play the best, and that makes you the best. In those kind of ways, if you get enough wins against certain kind of teams, then that's what really is kind of what propels you towards that NCAA tournament.
Yeah, his theory has been, incorrectly, it has been a very wise theory, and that is you can pad your win totals, get 12 or 14 wins, but not build any RPI points or make your team better.
Right. That's exactly right. And what's important, though, is that you do get the wins that you are supposed to get. And then I think every now and then against these major programs, you want to try to pull off a positive result. And if you have the combo of that, where you're getting the wins you're supposed to win and then also some random wins against some more major teams, then that's really, that formulation can get you into the tournament.
Christina O'Donnell, a nice job to save that ball inbounds to Rivas. Rivas will start the Sooner attack. We have out of bounds, or do we have offsides called there? What was the whistle for? They're saying the ball went out of bounds. It did not on either case. It didn't appear. But back to live action we go.
And the fans did not like that call.
They did not. Lauren Havelo was assessed a yellow card a moment ago. So she's the second player to receive a yellow, joining Mia Villegas of San Francisco. San Francisco throw in here, deep in Sooner territory. A long, wild strike that's headed away by Jordan Hobart. Back out front it comes. Smithers collects it. High into the sky it goes. Down at the top of the Oklahoma 18 box. Dons have it. Weeks fans it out to an attacking Kalina Teufel, and then the Sooners clear it. Rivas trying to run toward this, but Catherine Hill reaches it first for San Francisco. "14 minutes remaining. Smithers sends it to the left flank. Start and stop action by Lucan. Back out front for Smithers. Smithers goes down, no foul. Lucan and McMahon go down. Lucan, the aggressor, will pick up a foul.
A good opportunity here with the foul being called for the Sooners to really regroup. That was a couple of minutes of both teams going at it.
Lucan going in like a bulldozer. Aggressive. And now the referee, Kyle Trimble, is jogging over to the sideline as the Sooners have an injured player. Way over on the far side. I believe it's Tovey. So Lauren Tovey is trying to get back from injury, is now down once again near midfield. Tovey scored her first goal back in the 67th minute tonight.
And she has the brace on one leg, but I think it's actually the other leg that's hurting her, which is always scary to see.
So Lauren Tovey will be moved back away from the sideline as they will continue to work on her. And both teams get to hit the reset button for just a second here with 13:19 left. Well, Haley Davidson returns. Let's hope Lauren Tovey will be all right. A lot of concern on the face of head coach Matt Potter. Randy Vega, his fourth-year assistant coach. Kenley Crone hits this kick deep into the San Francisco zone. It's out of bounds off of McMahon. Dow intercepts a throw in. San Francisco able to take it back. Smithers plays it long ahead. Nobody there. Paige Welch first to it for the Sooners. Now McMahon drives it across the field for O'Donnell. See if O'Donnell can get to it. It'll be cleared out of bounds instead by the Dons' Samantha Jennings. Don's trying to be very gracious and making sure Emma Ledbetter gets this ball. About 3 different San Francisco players have tried to make sure that Ledbetter gets it. Dow tries to send one in, but it's deflected off of Carly Weeks. Out to midfield it comes. Don's playing with some reckless abandon right now. San Francisco will substitute here. Marie Marlowe, a freshman from Fallbrook, California, returns. You saw Nicole Kelsey headed over to the bench. Marlowe takes the throw in quickly. Under 12 minutes remaining. Sooners trying to hang on to this 1-goal lead.
There you go, keep going.
O'Donnell trying to organize for the Sooners. Plays it back to Ledbetter. Emma drives one into the night sky. Headed back toward the San Francisco end. Ledbetter drives one all the way across the field wisely. Down to Davidson. Davidson for McMahon. McMahon trying to funnel it out wide. Davidson comes to gather it. Davidson deep up the right side. Ball sent in toward Rivas and deflected away. Havala now. Here comes Dow, charging toward the 18 box between defenders. Still on the ball is Dow. She tries and scores! Dow physically in the middle of the 18 box drives one home.
And she was such a force just then. I mean, she really muscled her way through a couple of players that were just kind of throwing herself at Dow to try to stop her. Someone gets their foot on it, but Dow regains it, and she takes a shot and scores. Awesome job by Dow.
Just get off of me. Kaylee Dow's 4th goal of the season. Let's look again.
And good job by Havala there to funnel it out to Dow. Dow does some pretty good footwork here. She gets turned around, but she gets her body around the ball and she puts it in the back of the net. Just a great job.
Relentless. Not going to be denied. Kaylee Dow puts the Sooners back up by 2. Her 4th goal of the year, the 13th of her career. The advantage is 2 once again. 10.5 minutes remaining. Referee gonna stop the clock? No. O'Donnell drops that ball. Ledbetter will jog up to get it. Sooners set to take a throw in. Now it looks like everything is as it should be. Ledbetter just patiently waiting, and San Francisco is going to make a mass substitution here. 4 new players in for the Dons. Remember, they will have to go up the road and play in Stillwater on Sunday. Cal is in Stillwater tonight, and Cal will come here to Norman Sunday. Face the Sooners. Emily Parker has entered for Oklahoma with under 10 minutes remaining. Samantha Kerwood Wagner amongst those reporting again for San Francisco. Ashley Humphrey is out there. Sooners control it again. Christina O'Donnell driving it all the way across toward Parker, but it's a little bit short. Headed down by Marlowe. This one played long up the left sideline toward Madison. Fended off out of bounds. Paige Welch over to stop that threat. Well, the Sooners got on the board in the 15th minute, took a little bit of pressure off. They led 1-0 at halftime. Lauren Tovey made it 2-0. San Francisco's goal came on a penalty kick by Ashley Humphrey. And now Kaylee Dow, who also has an assist tonight, has scored her 4th goal of the year. A header, Rivas running ahead of the pack. Over the top of the goalie and in, Rivas.
Rivas, that was such a good goal. She gets her head up and she notices the goalkeeper is off her line, kind of not ready, and she so strategically and really perfectly chips the goalkeeper into the back of the net. Really just a very sophisticated play by Rivas, but not surprised at all.
Rivas' 2nd goal of the night, her 4th of the season. And Oklahoma pulling away 4-1.
And also have to admire the effort by Kaylee Dow, who is actually the player who gets the ball to Rivas. She flicks the goal kick, I think, with her head, and it gets to Rivas, who then executes so well.
So the Sooners with now a 3-goal lead. And that's 15 goals scored on the season by this team in 6 games. They're on pace to way better the school record of 37 goals in a season. But now it's about finishing off the final 8 minutes tonight for Oklahoma. This is Emily Pye in the midfield for San Francisco. Dow able to win it away. O'Donnell plays it up toward Rivas again. Rivas becomes the 2nd Sooner this season to score 2 goals in a game. Dow did it against Illinois State. And some substitutes will come on once again for Oklahoma. Rivas, no doubt to a standing ovation, I would think, is going to check out of this game. And the fans do come to their feet. Paige Thompson enters the lineup. Rivas's emergence, Matt Potter has talked about it all season. She has had the "I dare you to leave me off the field" kind of an attitude. You heard him say to Meg at halftime that she had a turning point this offseason. She has pointed it in the right direction. But that's also allowed Kaylee Dow to be more centrally located in the middle of the field.
Rivas just sets really a great example. For the younger players on the field, she kind of shows that, or she embodies the idea that, hey, if you work hard, you can be any kind of player you want to be. She obviously put in so much time and effort and energy over the summer preparing for this moment, and so I think it's such a great example to leave these younger players with. And you're right, going back to Kaylee Dow. The players that are around Kaylee have done so well to take pressure off of Dow this year. I think last year she had to be everything. She had to be every position, and really we still see that. But I think with the addition of some of these players, Havala, she's kind of relieved from some of that pressure.
O'Donnell goes down, a foul charged to the Dons. And Kaylee Dow was not happy. She had sent a pass toward Emily Parker, who was bearing down on the keeper. 5:40 left. It's the 12th foul against the Dons tonight. McMahon will take this free kick for the Sooners. Low into the goal box. Dow got her foot on it, but it's wide. And they say Dow touched it last. Boy, she is so good at holding off a defender. If she gets her elbow into you or her hands on you, you're not going very far.
And it's really amazing. And it's really actually something I haven't noticed as much until this game. She's gotten by several players tonight just from kind of sheer muscle, taking a touch by them and muscling them off the ball. So such a great all-around player, Dallas.
Under 5 minutes left now. Sooner foul near midfield, and San Francisco will get a free kick out of it. San Francisco won the first meeting in the series last year out on the West Coast 3-1. But it has been the Sooners the better side tonight. We talk about putting the pieces together, what we saw against Illinois State, the first half last week at Texas A&M. Has it been different, or has it just been more consistent tonight?
I mean, I think it has been different. I think tonight this has been a 90-minute team. And actually, I think well, it's pretty obvious that they're doing a better job this second half than they were in the first half. So, yes, it's more consistent, but also they're stringing together both halves a lot better than they had been. And if the score holds up, which I imagine it will, I mean, this is another big moment for the Sooners. This is a big win. This is a team from San Francisco that has only lost one game, and that game was to Stanford, the #1 team in the nation. So this is a huge win for the Sooners.
Paige Thompson driving that one right at Eby, the keeper. Big collision. Sooners able to win that one away. Paige Thompson did so. Now she sends it toward Dow. And that ricochets off O'Donnell out of bounds. Samantha Kerwood-Wagner up to collect this. And she makes a run, pushes it toward the left side for Feinberg. Sooners are collected defensively, and there is Paige Welch again. Seems like she's been around the ball all night when a play has needed to be made.
She's had several big moments. You know, Crone has obviously made so many great saves, but Paige Welch and Jordan Hobart, they're the players in front of Crone who maybe don't get as much recognition, but Welch has gotten her foot on the ball several different crucial moments.
So Crone will take this goal kick with 2:20 left. Sooners headed toward a second win. Make them 2-3-1 on the season. A full effort for Oklahoma tonight. Led 1-0 at halftime. They've gotten 2 goals from Ivana Rivas here in the second half, her 3rd and 4th of the season. Kaylee Dow has added her 4th goal. With under 2 minutes left, San Francisco will get a free kick off the Sooner foul. Fouls are all even at a dozen apiece. This ball is cleared out of bounds by Olivia Smith. And you can tell having players like Avala and Olivia Smith back in the lineup tonight certainly has helped.
There we go.
You hope that Tovey is okay. Saw her score the goal and then have to leave with injury. Back line has been terrific again. Hobart and Paige Welch leading that effort. As we approach 1 minute remaining, Sooners with a 3-goal lead are going to gain some momentum out of this.
I think they'll definitely gain momentum. And then you look at Sunday, and it's an opportunity for the Sooners to go 500 on the season, get another win, and they're really looking in good shape to move on to their major road trip.
Well, McKinley Crone, I said she has gotten her 10th save. She has not yet been awarded a 10th save. She has 9 saves tonight. She will put this one across midfield, and that may be the finishing touches on this. Dow gets off a header deep toward the San Francisco end. Now it's O'Donnell. Start, stop. She'll try a left-footed strike, a one-hopper into the arms of Eby, and that will do it. Sooners get their second win, and they do so in convincing fashion over a San Francisco team that had won 3 straight and was off to its best start in 18 years. Oklahoma, 4-1 over the Dons of San Francisco.
And a great team effort by the Sooners tonight. They really picked it up in the second half. They did set the tone in the first half, but just a great team effort. And always good to see a freshman get their first goal of the season.
We'll come back, going to visit with the keeper, McKinley Crone, when we return from the break. We'll put the finishing touches on a 4-1 Sooner win as well. You're watching Sooner Soccer, presented by the OU Extended Campus. Sooner Sports TV is presented by Anheuser-Busch, OU Medicine, OU Extended Campus, Landers Auto Group, Devon Energy, and Coca-Cola.
It's here!
Here comes the man. Here comes the man.
Use your Labor Day purchase cash to get over $10,400 total value on this specially equipped GMC Sierra SLT when you finance through GM Financial.
Hey, Sooner fans, this season is guaranteed to be one to remember. Don't miss the action when the Sooners hit the gridiron in Norman. Saturday, September 22nd, when they'll face the Army Black Knights. And you can only see the game on pay-per-view. Call your cable or satellite provider or log on to Soonersports.tv to order your digital subscription. Watch the Army Black Knights take on the Oklahoma Sooners. Saturday, September 22nd at 6 p.m. Central, only on pay-per-view.
The NFL is back. Saquon Barkley makes his debut.
What a run!